Warren Buffett dumped his airline stocks about a year ago, and this weekend we learned why. He said it would have been hard for those carriers to get federal aid if a rich investor were involved.
Imagine if Berkshire was the 10% holder, which they had been, of everyone in the airlines. They said, "Say get it from Berkshire." I mean, it'd be like one of our. They might have very well had a very, very, very different result if they'd had a very, very, very rich shareholder that owned 8 or 9%. And they didn't have that. When they went in. So you might not have gotten the same result. In fact, I would think you probably wouldn't. I mean, I can just see the headlines now. I mean, because you've seen the headlines on some companies that took $100 million or $2, and really didn't need it, and some of them gave it back, and most of them gave it back. But you're actually looking at probably at a different result than if we'd kept our stock.
Buffett also said that he does not want to own airlines even now. Joining us right now to talk more about it is Stephen Trent. He's airline analyst at Citigroup. And Stephen, what do you think? I mean, this was a little eye-opening. People had wondered for a long time why he sold. And this was the first time I heard him articulate that his reasoning behind this was because just Berkshire being involved in itself might have prevented some of those companies from getting aid from the government, that it would have mucked up the waters politically.
Well, thank you for having me here. And that's an interesting segue. Certainly, somebody like him being involved would have conceivably put some headline risk into carriers getting aid. Certainly on the surface of it, Buffett went against, not to second guess the guy, but he went against his own principle of buying when stuff is battered and selling when stuff is rallying hard. But certainly conceivable considering 3 huge aid packages that the airlines received.
So again, that's something I had not considered before, the idea that the outcome might have changed if Berkshire was involved because the politicians might have said, go ask your wealthy big investor who owns 10% of the company to give you help instead of coming to us. Taking that aside, looking at where the airlines stand right now, what do you think of these companies? We are seeing Americans start to travel again, at least domestically. Which of these companies do you think is a good buy? Which do you not like?
Sure, absolutely. And I think in the first part of your question, was the Buffett decision to dump the space entirely because of government aid? I mean, that might partially be true. The counter argument is Democrats and Republicans have very supportive views on this space. These are companies that are vital to long-term commerce. So whether or not Buffett was involved, would have there been some effort to at least help the space? I'm not so totally convinced if he'd put his stake down to a trickle that they wouldn't have gotten any aid. In terms of the space right now, we have been generally constructive about the U.S. airlines. We've become a little less sanguine as they've rallied over the past few months. So when we think about the next cycle of recovery, which is probably going to be, and probably it's going to take a while, but international long haul and business travel, the names that still look pretty well set up from a risk-reward perspective are Delta Airlines, United Airlines, and Frontier Airlines, which I would argue is in a slightly different spot than the other discount airlines in the U.S. I think those are the 3 that look attractive to us.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.